what does this photosynthesis mean? Photo means light, synthesis means to build the food. So photosynthesis literally means building up with the help of light. Okay. So here what happens during this process? The light energy is converted into chemical energy. What is photosynthesis, ma? Light energy is converted into chemical energy. Green plants which are autotrophic. Autotrophic means preparing their food by themselves in the mode of nutrition, because they prepare their food materials through the process called photosynthesis. The overall equation you can see here is, when carbon dioxide reacts with water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, it gives glucose, water and oxygen. This glucose only acts as a energy. The end product of photosynthesis is glucose, which will be converted into starch and stored in plant body. And the plant takes in carbon dioxide for photosynthesis, but for its living, plant also need oxygen to carry cellular respiration. We may all think that plant need only carbon dioxide. It is not true actually. They need some oxygen also for their cellular respiration. So what are the requirements for photosynthesis then? First is chlorophyll, which is a green pigment present in your leaves. Next is water and carbon dioxide from air, and then sunlight. All these are very, very important for photosynthesis. Moving on to transpiration. What does this transpiration mean? Respiration of plants. So here the transpiration will take place in the form of loss of water vapor. So loss of water in plants in the form of water vapor from the aerial parts of the plant body is called as transpiration. So aerial parts means what? Outside part of the plant body. The water will be loosed or lost with the help in the form of water vapor. Then we call it as transpiration, through which this loss of water will take place. See the second point. They will take place through leaves having tiny microscopic pores called stomata. So water will evaporate through these stomata, and each stomata is surrounded by a guard cell. Then these guard cell helps in regulating the rate of transpiration by opening and closing the stomata. Now if you see the picture here, you are having the guard cell here outside. And then with the help of this only, in the center you are having stomata, this only will close and open to give out the water in the form of water vapor. So this diagram is also very, very important. Next is types of transpiration. We have three types. One is stomatal, the other one is cuticular, and the other one is lenticular. In stomatal transpiration, the water is lost around 90 to 95% through stomata. Then cuticular transpiration with the help of a cuticle, which is a small thin layer which is present on them. Lenticular transpiration means they are lenticles which is generally present in tropic plants. So the lenticles are tiny openings that protrude from the barks in woody stems and twigs as well as the other plant organs. So woody stems and all, you are having trees, no, very big trees. So in that the lenticles will be present. So that we call it as lenticular transpiration, through which the water vapor will be coming out. Now there are some important things which we require for transpiration. So the transpiration is done on the basis of following reasons. So first reason, if you take, it creates a pull in a leaf and stem. So pull means since it is closing and opening, it is creating some action there, and it creates an absorption force in roots. Because of that, some water will be evaporated, and some water evaporate aachuna, some has to be taken in. So in the aerial parts of the plant, வெளியில இருக்க parts of the plant எல்லாமே water evaporate பண்ணுச்சுன்னா அப்போ rootல இருக்கிறது absorb பண்ணணும். So absorption force rootல create ஆகுது. It is necessary for continuous supply of minerals. So it is must that this transpiration to take place for the continuous supply of mineral in plants. Next is it regulates the temperature of the plant. So it will maintain the temperature. Now see this picture. You have to take a plastic bag and tie it over a leaf part alone, and you have to place it in the light. What you can see after some time? You can see the water vapor, it is condensing inside the plastic bag. Why? Because the plant is actually respiring. The water vapor is coming out through the plants. Okay. If you can do this experiment and see, you can very well understand the plant, it is actually respiring with the help of stomata. It is leaving the water vapor outside. Finally, we have is exchange of gases. With the help of experiment only we are going to understand this. So how this plant get air now? The leaves have minute pores called stomata through which the exchange of air take place. So because of that only exchange of air is taking place, and these minute pores can be seen through the microscope, and air exchange takes place continuously through the stomata. So it will be opening and closing. Therefore the air exchange will be taking place very often, and plant exchange the gases carbon dioxide to oxygen continuously through the stomata. Is it clear? That is how plant is giving oxygen and it is taking inside the carbon dioxide. This is the exchange of gas, how the procedure is taking place. With the help of this experiment you can understand. Now you will understand the detailed study of this in your higher classes only. Okay, in your 10th standard you will study this. So with this we are completing this lesson. This is a very small lesson, so we are completed in one day itself. So what all we discussed, we started with the tropic movement, and then nastic movement, then photosynthesis and respiration, that is transpiration. That's all we saw in this lesson, just a very small lesson. And today also you are having a writing part for your classwork. Your classwork part today is to write chemistry first lesson. Okay, write neatly. That will be your homework. You have to take a photo and send it once you get completed. Okay, thank you. We'll meet you in the next class.